Alright, let's do it. Let's go to Ganon's castle and see if we can find the light arrows and golden gauntlets. And it's also weird that Death Mountain is still glowing with that ring, even though we beat the Fire Temple. I guess it's because the explosion cutscene was removed. I don't have the big Goron sword either, and that might be about it. Oh no, Furor's Wind and Nehru's Love. I don't have those yet either, but they never mattered. The biggest quiver I don't have. I really hope this stuff is in here, because I just want to beat Ganon at this point and get done with this. It would be cool to do another seed, though, and change the parameters of it, like maybe have the Rainbow Bridge always available, so some of the stuff early game is inside Ganon's castle. I think that's what Nintendo Capri Sun did on the one he just did, and he's talking about doing another seed now because he just finished it. The only problem is, like, it's still basically the same exact thing. Once you find those first big items, it's just doing what you just did. So I feel like it's a lot easier to lose enthusiasm to do another one right away. Which is why I wish there was a more recent Majora's Mask one. Anyway, let's see what this chest is. This is probably one of the only ones we can actually access in here. Maybe some Spirit Temple stuff we could do. We could probably do the Spirit Temple, but I don't have light arrows, so I can't actually finish it. Yes! The Golden Gauntlets! Okay. First things first, let's go... What's in here? This is... Yeah, I'm not doing this yet. Let's go to the Great Fairy, first thing. I always love this animation. It sucks that there's only 3 of these rocks in the game. I don't know, it kind of makes you wonder... What would they do if they redesigned Ocarina of Time like Breath of the Wild? There's Furor's Wind! Interesting. Alright, let's do it. There's 7 chests in here, we got the gauntlets. We're going into the light medallion door. We have 7 chances here to find the light arrows. That's really all I care about. Whatever else we find, I don't care. Because light arrows will enable us to finally do this. And not have to go to the ice cavern. Ah yes, everybody's invisible. You know, going off of what I was talking about before, about popularity and stuff. I know the gaming online community always likes to pat itself on the back for, well, forgot I didn't even have that. But yeah, the gaming community always likes to pat itself on the back for being very much a welcoming community that accepts everybody. But I kinda don't think so. I think a lot of gamers are still very... Uh-oh. Nehru's Love, come on, 2 more chances. Yes! Alright, we're doing it. We're finishing this randomizer. Oh, that feels good that I don't have to go out of here and wander around aimlessly. And a small key, I forgot I needed that. What a stupid room. What is the point of this room? Oh, by the way, remember how you played Zelda's Lullaby throughout this entire game? Play it one more time for no reason. That's just probably a designer got lazy and then they all just let it pass for some reason. Like, yeah, whatever. They'll eat it up. But yeah, what I was saying before is I think gamers are still very much not very welcoming of everybody. It depends on who you're talking about, but I think people still are very judgmental and pick and choose who they like. I think it's like only human to do that. I guess they removed the cutscenes for all the sages. But yeah, the console wars is a perfect example of that, how divided the gaming community actually is. It's like, if you don't like the same thing, you're garbage. That's kind of the attitude a lot of gamers have, even though they claim to be welcoming of people. Like certain speedrun communities, I mean, they're involved in the same thing. They're all working towards the same goal, so of course they're all welcoming, and anybody who else wants to join the speedrunning community of a certain game, they welcome them with open arms and try to just convince them to practice, probably because they know the best of the best in that game category probably aren't going to be beaten. You know? So what threat is a new person anyway for stealing their world record? And some people legitimately don't care, but I don't know. That kind of stuff, though, is the kind of thing that makes me question YouTube as a whole, in addition to YouTube always changing. What happened there? I forgot there was a boss key to this place, alright. Yeah, I'm getting tired of commentating. I don't know what it is. I have these, my mood swings so much, I guess. It's like really energetic and almost manic in a certain way, and then I just fall apart, almost like a caffeine crash or something like that. And I just want to be quiet and just play the game. That's why I personally like long plays better, at least for recording them. But I also understand how commentary could aid in the enjoyment of a video. It's just very hard to stay interesting the entire time, especially when your mood and energy level starts plummeting out of nowhere. Yeah, let's finish this crap. Apparently Nintendo's suing Love ROMs and taking it down. Once again, attacking emulation makes me wonder about these randomizers, how long it's going to be until they start going after these things. Which kind of sucks in a way, because I would argue that these randomizers add way more replay value to these classic games than anything Nintendo has ever done to redistribute these. Like Ocarina of Time 3DS, who cares? It's not as good as the randomizer. I don't think so. Every randomizer ever created adds an immense amount of replay value because you're taking the core game and just altering it enough to make the playthrough a little bit different, which, for the brief moment that you're still trying to figure out where all the big stuff is, it's a huge jolt of excitement. Are you serious? Stupid butter shoes, man. Had to collect all that crap again. The problem with the randomizers is it very quickly becomes just the regular game that you've played 100 times before. And once you hit that point, it's just kind of like, alright, we've seen this. That's the one good thing about memory loss. If there's anything good to come from memory loss, it's the idea that you could potentially enjoy things that are no longer new and exciting to you. Like, could you imagine if you had no memory of Ocarina of Time and no knowledge of how games are today, how amazing this game would be? Just like the first time in 1998. Like, there's no way to recapture that feeling. And I feel like that's very indicative of life itself. I feel like the whole human experience is trying to recapture the best moments of our lives and relive it in any way possible. That's why nostalgia's a thing. Ah, block puzzles. I forget this one. I remember it once I do the first move correctly, but... Is it this one? I feel like it's the other block. Yeah, it is. This isn't right. Well, I guess this is the most ice cavern we're gonna get, because blue fire stuff is annoying. It's more inventory screens, and you know how much I love those. I don't think I ever finished my thought on that, like block puzzles. We didn't really care so much back in the day. When this game came out and there was all these pushing of blocks, we didn't question it. We were just like, oh, this is what you have to do. But now it's like, we've seen it so much, we know it, and it's like, alright, couldn't you have thought of something better, more exciting for this than pushing a block slowly? Like, it's funny how those kind of things can be fun at first, and then you can't accept it anymore. That, too, speaks a lot about how gamers are these days. And also, me being the pessimist that I am, speaks true to life, I think, too. It's just, we always demand more, and nothing ever seems good enough anymore. I don't know if it's a thing that just happens with getting older, or if it's because everything keeps improving and giving us more, that we expect it. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Can you reach this guy? No, but you can do this. Ah, shut up, Navi. I'm not trying to Z-target. Moo. Go! Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. Lens of truth, right? You don't need to light anything anymore. There's this. Probably should have went for the other switch first, but who cares? Who cares? Yeah, I really don't know what happened, sorry. My mood literally just plummeted out of nowhere. I don't know what to talk about anymore, and I'm like really negative all of a sudden. I mean, that's kind of what happens with depression, which I've had for over 20 years at this point. I call it the herpes of the mind because it hibernates kind of, but it's always there, and then it just flares up at random. Thanks! I was kind of wondering where those were. Oh man, I don't want to have to pull up the inventory again. I think I briefly talked about this though, how everybody seems to have depression these days, and it's getting to a point that I don't know, it is hard to not side with the stigma, even as somebody who has it. Like, you have to, at some point, just be like, no, it doesn't exist, you're just an idiot. Fix your problems and deal with it, just like every other adult, right? But that's the stigma, because people don't understand that it actually does drain you completely. And, both mentally and physically, disables you sometimes. Alright. If you wear the hover boots, that thing doesn't sink. Oh my god. I don't know what happened since the Spirit Temple. As cool as the randomizer is, it does kind of suck out the life of it, sort of, with them removing all of the sages and dialogue. Like, there's no story, it's just items. It's like Breath of the Wild. No story whatsoever, just random scenes. Here we go. On to Ganon, finally. I must have fought Ganon, I don't even know how many times I've fought him as a kid. I used to just put the game in and just replay the final fight over and over again. So you could imagine my disappointment when Smash Bros. Melee came out and Ganondorf was Captain Falcon, and he never changed since then. Alright, let's do it. We gotta get the normal bow, right? Take out all the bats. Wait a second. You don't have to take out the bats. This isn't one of those rooms. I don't know what I'm thinking. What was I thinking? Sheesh. The Master Sword has such terrible reach. Yeah, I don't know, like, I do kind of want to, as much as I want to play Majora's Mask, I also want to do another seed of this, but like I said, I'm sick of commentating. But I don't know how interesting a randomizer would be without commentary, because it's kind of up to you to figure out what's going on. Which, I mean, it's just, oh, that's where that is, okay. I guess the excitement is, like, it's supposed to be the reaction of the player. I don't know, I think I should just research going back to school instead and figure out what it is exactly I want to study and how I'm gonna pay for it. That's probably more important than playing any kind of game. Oh, this room was awesome. Let's activate both at the same time. Why not? Or, there we go. Imagine if this entire room was filled with them, like a full circle. The N64 could not handle that, probably. But that would be cool. I kind of wonder where we never got the Kokiri sword or the big Goron sword. I don't know where that stuff ended up. I like how this one's black, too. He's like the only black one in the game. Yeah, like a part of me wants to study meteorology now because I'm obsessed with weather all of a sudden, but it's probably a fleeting interest, and like, I don't know if I would want to be a storm chaser, and according to other storm chasers, the storm chasing interest has grown so much that when it comes to these big storms, the roadways get crowded, which just increases your risk of getting caught in a tornado and being unable to escape because there's more traffic now, because there's so many people trying to do the same thing. And I get that tornadoes, there's a lot still we don't know. And I don't know enough about it to really know what it is that we're trying to learn still. Alright, Ganon. Dorf. Wait, what? What did he say? My castle floats. What did I miss in your tower? I don't think I missed anything. Explosives? What chest did I miss? Alright, let's see if I still got it, man. There you go, there's down B special in Smash Bros. That never happened. And here's his standard B, which is a chargeable move. Oh my gosh, really? I remember I used to always do a spin attack because when you spin attack his things, it speeds up the spark. And I always thought this went way too slow, so I always sped it up on purpose. This feels really weird for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, how long are we doing this, Ganondorf? I always loved that animation though, it's awesome. Alright, let's see if we can speed this thing up. There we go, look at how fast it's going now. This is how we do it. Ah, I pressed... Why did I do that? I guess I don't have it anymore. The kid reflexes are gone. I don't know, man. Why did they never make Ganon his own character? Why is he Captain Falcon? Especially between this and Twilight Princess, he's got plenty of moves to be his own character. Really? I can't believe I missed. Actually, I can believe it. I love the music to this fight, too. It's so awesome. It's a remix of the Link to the Past Ganon fight, isn't it? Oh, he's not doing the big thing. Wait, watch! That's what it always sounds like he says when he chucks his spark. Alright, this might be it. Man! Did they increase his health or something? Or has it always been this long of a fight? Oh, here we go. What the heck? Why is it green like that? It might just be the graphics plugin again, like how it was messing up for the Gorons. There we go. I guess they sped that up too. What's going on now? Alright, good. He's still standing with Zelda there already. Strange. And why doesn't Ganondorf have his cape? Actually, I think he does in the later ones, but it's Twilight Princess. But he never had the cape. Alright, let's see if I can do this without screwing up. It wouldn't surprise me if I screw up, though, considering how sloppy I've been towards the tail end of this thing. Alright, let's do it. Where's the other guy? Alright, not so bad. Let's get on with it. I do appreciate these sped up cutscenes, though. Sort of. Now that I know the story, I do. If Link really did have a black tunic, what would its powers be? Like, what would it enable him to do, I wonder? He even sped that up. That's crazy. And is this the first time we're seeing text on screen for the boss? He wasn't even holding the sword. He like chopped off his hand. Yep, Navi doesn't say anything. Alright, I don't have the big Goron sword, so I guess we gotta go hammer. Oh, it's been years. This feels weird. Oh man, almost got hit. I mean, if I somehow died on this, that would be really sad. The music of this fight is amazing, though. Even though, I mean, definitely in retrospect, this is pretty boring of a boss fight, all things considered. But back then, it was such an amazing thing to end the game off with. I don't know, I kind of wonder, like, what do I really think about Breath of the Wild's final boss compared to this? This is still better. I would say overall this is still better. Except for maybe Phase 1. No, even that's not as good. I like fighting Ganondorf more than Breath of the Wild, Calamity Ganon. Alright, gotta do it. Go for the head, the only time you actually can. Aside from the final blow. Alright, let's do it. Yeah. Whoa, what? Alright, apparently this is faster than I remember it being. Unless they sped it up, but no, it's probably just me sucking. There you go, have a light arrow. Now I can't actually get under your legs. Come on, do it again. I know people are mad that Ganondorf keeps on coming back. But I don't know, he is a really cool character, I think. There we go, we did it. That was a pretty easy seed overall. The beginning was very forgiving with what it gave me and how convenient the routing ended up being. And then it was pretty easy all around. Probably the bow was the hardest thing. Like, I had no idea where that was going to be. I got lucky it was in the fire temple. And that I decided to do the fire temple even without the tunic. Hey, these guys we didn't even see at all. But yeah, I don't know, man. Because I was planning on kind of being done after Breath of the Wild. And then I saw this and got really excited and I was like, I have to do it. And it is addicting. I would play another one. It's just the way my mood goes up and down all the time. It's so hard to keep up with the commentary. I guess the whole ending is gonna be sped up, isn't it? At least this part. That monkey face. It's too bad Ganondorf himself has never been extremely difficult. It would be cool to have like a really challenging Ganondorf fight. That's what they should do next time, I think. Bye, Navi. So many games, like Super Mario 64 and this game, end with this strong instrumentation. And the Master Sword sleeps again forever. No. Wrong game. Church bells. Church bells. Church bells. Church bells. Alright, I'm done being stupid. Well, there you go. That was A Link to the Past. No, not A Link to the Past. This was Ocarina of Time Randomizer. It was definitely pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Definitely early on. And doing some things differently than you would in the normal game. I liked doing things out of order. I always loved doing that. That's why Super Metroid is so awesome. And another seed would be fun. Whether or not I commentate it, I don't know. I also kind of want to play Majora's Mask, and I also kind of don't know what I want to do, so... I mean, hopefully you got some enjoyment in watching if you did, and if you did, thanks. Whoa, that's bright. Way brighter than usual. Must be an emulator thing again. Anyway, that's it for this, so... I'll see you in the future, maybe. Take care.